Last time I built one of these camo boxes, I made a fatal mistake. Looking back, so as you remember, this is like fabric on here. Like if I just put my finger just a little bit, get a little bit sticky, and you see I can push it, pull it. It's like just stretched fabric over it. It's kind of like nylon leggings or whatever. So when you cut the sound holes in the pickup, if you're not careful, what happens is it grabs that fabric and just rips. And that's why I had to put this black thing over here, because the fabric underneath there ripped. So I was very sore displeased about that. So on the next one, I haven't done this one yet. This one is next in the queue, but on the one I'm working on now, what I did was a couple of things. The very first thing I did was I got this stuff here, Mod Podge. So that's like it's like white glue. Think of it like a paper mache thing. I'm not really sure. This is kind of like, I'm not that familiar with this, but I'll tell you what happens is you just paint that on here. I'll do that on this box here next, and you can see the difference here. These are the same boxes. It's just that one's got the Mod Podge on it, so it makes it kind of shiny. And so anyhow, so what I did is I glued essentially the fabric to the wood box. And then I just marked out where I'm going to cut for thing, and then I cut it out with the razor. Again, I want to preserve the fabric edges here, right? So I'm taking my time. Well, lo and behold, guys, these little parts that I cut out of here, I'm still going to cut out the back. I haven't done that yet, but I cut out these here on the front right here. Okay, these are like the little thing that went over. And you're gonna be perfect up here. Again, the same thing, just the Mod Podge, just glue it right on there. And I got the theme of the camo going all the way up the neck. Guys, that's gonna be awesome. All right, so I am playing the guitar that you are seeing being built right now. This is unplugged, and I'm playing with a pick. This one here actually has these leaves in here that are like camo. They're like tobacco leaves that are ground up and put on a piece of paper. Oh wow, look at that. That's cool. Dang, gotta use that somehow. I got 3 of them. I put all 3 of them in here just to kind of keep them safe. But now that I'm gonna be monkeying with this box, I was gonna put this in a safekeeping somewhere else, because I wanted to do this Mod Podge here on this thing here. Ah. You think it's a lot, but it's not. It soaks in really fast. And that's the whole idea, is to get it to soak in. And I do a couple of coats. This is just the first coat. Like I said, I'm using a ton of this stuff, dude. I'm just pouring it on. I think I'm wasting it, but I'm not. I'm about to button this thing up, and I just wanted to point out a few things. The little pieces that I cut out from here and here and here, those pieces I cut out, I glued them underneath here, and they're my blocks underneath the neck to connect the neck to the box. And you remember these cards? Well, I never even did look at the card. I just glued it as a football. So the piezo's underneath there, and the back has been screwed in as well. Oh, I do want to mention also, I took liberties to dark stain. So this thing here has been Mod Podge, and then lacquered, and then stained. So there's 3 different layers on top of all that. It's crazy. All right, guys. So I put the little camera so it's right in line with the light. Yeah, that's me at the end of a long night, guys. I am so excited to tell you this next thing. I'll make sure to put my eyes out so you don't have to look at them. So pay attention here, guys. I made a breakthrough. Seriously, you remember these kind of hinges, right? I mean, you see these everywhere. I think they're not shutter hinges. They're cabinet door hinges. Now I see these things all over the place, and I thought, dang, how on earth can I use? They're just kind of an awkward shape, and I never really ever figured out a good way to use these kind of hinges as string catches until today. Oh my gosh, just now. So I got to looking at this thing here. So if it was like this way and you connected it over the end piece of a neck, like you could actually, you know, kind of use it like this somehow. I got to thinking, well, how could I do that? Well, it dawned on me, all I got to do is rebend these little metal things, because when it folds down like this, if I rebend these things, then I can screw these into here and have it like totally supported. What I mean by that is this here, the very first step, and I'll try to do this in real time here, is you take this hinge and right off the bat, you kind of see how it's already bent away. You just bend it back to, like, I guess what would be normal. Does that make sense? Because you can see that it's already been cut. Okay, now, of course, I'm not strong enough to do it here. Okay, there you go. So there you go. So I just bent it back to straight. You see this one's still off, and this one's straight. So that's all you do. Now you just take this guy and make it straight also. It's easier said than done. Okay, I guess you gotta go this way. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Go this way. Boom. And you can fine tune it and get it exactly straight. And I tried to do that, it's exactly straight. Okay, you could actually tap it with a hammer if you wanted to get it more perfectly straight, because there's like a little dent in here, and I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm not gonna worry about that little dent, but it's pretty much straight. Now, what you want to do is you want to overlap it so that it bends in now. So all you do now is just bend it in. So it's pretty simple, right? 2 steps, bend it flat and then bend it in at the other angle. So it looks like this now. Kind of looks like a little hook, right? And then you just put that on the end of the butt end of your cigar box guitar, assuming it sticks out. If it's not going to stick out and you want it to just be like, you know, over the box here, then if you're not going through the butt and you're just going to come the edge like that, then just bend it back to being flat, right? So all you got to do is bend it flat in the first place and just use it like that to hook over the back side. Bam, dude. You'll obviously have to put some support wood here to screw it into, but look at that here. That hinge is in the exact right location for proper string launch. Guys, I'm telling you, man, that's an awesome discovery. I'm going to use that in this build right here, right now. Opted for one of these big old eyelets right here. It's like kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I screw this bent hinge into the wood there at an angle, because it was right there on the corner anyway. So, and I also create like a little strap button connector thing there. So one of the things that is fortunate, unfortunate, depending on how you look at it, is whenever you're doing your setup and you're kind of adjusting for the height of your saddle here, right, you kind of got to go maybe through a few iterations. And so I recommend starting off high and then sanding it down to go low, because if you start off too low, you really, I mean, I guess you can shim it if you want, but this one here is at the exact right height for string buzz. Right here, listen. So it kind of gives you that sitar. So it's the note, but it's just buzzing just ever so slightly. By having a flat note right there, it kind of inspires you to play a different way. So anyhow, yeah, so I will need to raise that guy up ever so slightly. That's okay, because I got a whole bunch of them that are just begging, pick me, put me in, coach, put me in. So we ended up going with the Goldilocks zone on the saddle. First one had too low a string, so I was getting buzz, too low. Then the second was too high, and it was just so unbearable, my gosh. So we split the difference, and we got just a nice medium to low action, just enough so it doesn't buzz, and you can still bend, right? So I'm tuned EBE. This is the 44, 34, and 26 wound string.